Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jamie Grady, and I am a charter captain in Eastern North Carolina. My business is Bent Rod Guide Service, and today we're going to work on tying up some modified Carolina rigs for flounder. There's multiple ways to do this, and you can catch anything on it, but this is something that I learned from some of the people around here. A lot of great people with a lot of information, a vast wealth of knowledge. So again, this is the way I'm going to do it. There are other ways to do it. So if you have a better way to do it, please comment. Let me know if there's a better way to do it. I'd love to know. All right. Thanks. So let me get the camera repositioned, and then we're going to start off with tying up these Carolina rigs. Okay, so let's talk about this modified Carolina rig we're going to make here. So these are 36-inch long snelled hooks by Striker. So come about $2.50 per pack, but come to a 6-pack, and these are 36 inches long, and they're a 3/0 hook. You can get any size hook you want, but decent sized flounder aren't going to have a problem with this hook in their mouth. You know, even the little ones can get it. So an important component in this are these little bags right here. So they come 100 per bag, and they're at Walmart in the craft section. They're 3x4. Cost about $3.40 a bag. So I like to go ahead and get these. I'll go ahead and open it up. And this is what we're going to be fishing with on the water. So that's why this is important. Because right now we got all these raw materials, but what we're going to do is we're going to have this ready. So while we're on the water, we're actually fishing. Okay guys, so we're talking about these modified Carolina rigs. Okay, you might ask, why are you making those? Well, you can buy them, or you can sit at your dining room table and make them for a lot less than you can buy them. You know, it's wintertime, I'm not fishing, so I'm gonna actually sit here and use some of my time to make these. So these are Striker 36-inch snelled hooks, and they're 3/0 Kahles, and let's see here. As you can see right there, that's not too big of a hook, you know what I mean? So that's gonna help us out catching those nice flounder, red drum. Key component here is like some good pliers with some snippers. You know, you use your regular snippers, but I like the pliers because I can grab these and hold on to that swivel when I'm tying it and cinching that knot down. So we're gonna use these Tsunami swivels. They're size 8. There's 52 a pack, and we'll be using these fluorescent beads. I've already separated some out, and I got the smaller one for it because they come in 2 sizes in the bag, so I've got the smaller one out. And you can use any size weight you want for this. So like if you're fishing in the ICW, you might need something as small as like 3/8 ounce or a 1/2 ounce. But depending on where you go in the current, you know, there's 1 ounce and 2 ounces, like fishing out on an artificial reef or something like that in the ocean. 50 feet of water and a tide changing, you want that to stay on the bottom. So that current can pull that little lightweight around. So that's why I'm gonna work on multiple sizes based on my needs specifically. Again, I like to fish when I'm on the water and not rig. So the reason I'm using these swivels instead of this, I don't know. I just like a better line connection. So that's why I'm going to use these little swivels in there. So again, this is going to be our end result. So I like these little bags because now I can just grab these out of my tackle box and tie a new one on if somebody breaks off or something like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the pliers. I'm going to cut that off. And then what we're gonna do is tie a little figure 8 knot here. Let's see here if I can do it the first time. Sometimes I get a little sloppy and I can't always tie a figure 8 knot. I'll end up tying a granny knot. All right, so you see your little figure 8 knot right there. So we want that roughly in the middle. We're just gonna cinch that down. That's about halfway. So that way we're not using the whole 36 inches on the bottom. So we're gonna cinch that down. And so what that's gonna do is, that's going to keep that weight and down on the bottom and let your bait stay closer to the fish. So I put the bead on, and that just keeps that weight from beating up that knot down there. So let's see here. On this one, we'll go with a 1/2 ounce. Depending on the current, you're gonna have multiple in your bag. What you can do is, if you're blind like I am, and right now I don't have my contacts in so I can actually read this. On these bags, you get a Sharpie and you just write 1/2 ounce, 3/8 ounce, whatever, 1 ounce, 2 ounce. That way when you're out on the water, you grab the right one. You want the least amount of weight that you need to keep that down on the bottom and keep it in the strike zone. So if that weight is sitting on the bottom, that only gives that fish about 12 to 18 inches, that little mullet to come up off the bottom, versus if you just had the weight down here on a traditional. So you got 3 feet of line up in the water column, and that's not helpful when you're trying to catch flounder. You'll catch red drum on these. You can actually use these for cut bait for red drum. They love a mullet cut in half or anything like that. So I'm gonna take that, I'll bend the line in half, I'm gonna thread it through there. And then what I'm gonna do is, I might need a little bit more line. This line is heavy, so it can be a little stiff to work with. So I'm gonna slide it back through there. I'm gonna come around and slide that through that little loop right there, if I can. Sometimes my sausage fingers get in the way. All right, there we go. We got it on. Oh, we had it on the Striker bus. All right, so there we go. Come on, buddy. We can do this. All right, somebody give me a sticker. I'm gonna make it happen eventually. There we go. So now that I've got it over, I'm gonna take these pliers right here and I'm gonna grab that swivel and hold it tight, and I'm gonna cinch that knot down. Hopefully you guys can see this. My videography skills may need some work. So I'm just gonna take this, I'll bite it and cinch it down. So, all right, now come down here, switch hands because I'm a righty. So now you just take that, tie it onto your braid or your main line, and now you have a modified Carolina rig. Yes, there are other ways to make this. I have found that this is a useful way to do it. So what I like to do is I'm gonna grab that hook right there and I'm gonna take this and just wind it around my hand like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll put it inside this bag. Like I said, if you're on the water, somebody breaks off, you can go into your tackle bag, grab one of these little pre-made pouches out and just tie it right on instead of sitting there with all the components. That didn't take me that long, but when I'm on the water, now all I have to do is take it out of this bag, tie the main line onto that swivel, bait up my hook, cast it out, and I'm fishing again. So hopefully you guys like this little tip. Yes, I know you can buy them, but I like to make my own. And it's fun to catch fish on rigs that you've tied up yourself, you know what I mean? So if you have any questions, please put some comments down below and let me know what you think. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys on the water, and thanks for watching this video. If you don't mind, give me a like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, but I appreciate it. And remember, we're all out there to have a good time. So be kind when you're on the water, take a kid fishing, and just enjoy yourself. And thank you. Have a great day.